My name is Roberto Jimenez Rivera, and I'm running to be your next city councilor at large. During my 4 years as a school committee member, we've been able to win millions of dollars for our schools, increasing services for our students and for our families, and continuing to expand our programming from pre-K all the way up to 12th grade. I've been a constant advocate for increasing transparency and community involvement so that we can strengthen our city's civic engagement. I decided to run for city council this year because we deserve a city that works for all of us. We just hired a new city manager, and I'm excited for the opportunity to work with a proven leader who was going to keep Chelsea on the path to success. I've spent most of the last 2 years speaking with residents across Chelsea about the challenges that they face on a daily basis. They tell me about how the housing crisis is directly impacting them, whether they're renters or homeowners. I hear about the impact of polluted air on our neighbors' health. And I commiserate with folks about the dire condition of our streets and our traffic. And that's why I'm committed to advocating for adequate and affordable housing for everyone. I want to make sure that our roads, our buses, and our trains are reliable and that they support our working families. And I want the developers and the corporations who make millions of dollars off of the backs of our working folks to be accountable to you and to our community. None of us should have to live in fear of being pushed out of our homes or worry about how we're going to provide for our families. As your city councilor, I'm going to fight for a Chelsea that works for all of us. I ask that you please vote for Roberto Jimenez Rivera for city council at large on November 7th. If you have any questions or if you'd like to learn more about me, visit my website at electroberto.org or give me a call at 617-466-9149. Thank you so much, and I hope that we can count on your support on November 7th. Buenas, soy Roberto Jimenez Rivera y soy candidato para Consejo Municipal de Chelsea en la elección del 7 de noviembre. Durante mis 4 años como miembro del comité escolar, hemos podido traer millones de dólares para nuestras escuelas, aumentando los servicios para nuestros estudiantes y para sus familias, y expandiendo nuestros programas desde pre-kinder hasta el grado 12. También he estado luchando por más transparencia y para envolver más a nuestros padres. Este año decidí ser candidato para el Consejo Municipal porque nosotros nos merecemos una ciudad que verdaderamente trabaje para todos nosotros. Acabamos de seleccionar a nuestro primer gerente de la ciudad, que es latino, nuestro nuevo City Manager, y estoy muy entusiasmado por la oportunidad de trabajar con él para mantener a Chelsea en el camino a la prosperidad. Yo llevo la mayor parte de los últimos 2 años hablando con residentes a través de toda nuestra ciudad sobre los retos a los que se enfrentan cada día. Me dicen sobre cómo la crisis de la vivienda los afecta, ya sean dueños de casa o sean personas que renten. Nuestros vecinos me cuentan sobre el impacto que la calidad del aire tiene en la salud de ellos y de sus niños. Y también hablamos sobre la terrible condición del tráfico en nuestra ciudad. Por eso, yo estoy comprometido con ustedes a luchar por viviendas adecuadas y accesibles para todos. Quiero que nuestras calles, nuestros buses, las guaguas y los trenes funcionen para nuestras familias trabajadoras, para que puedan llegar al trabajo, llevar a sus niños a la escuela, todas esas cosas. Y quiero que las corporaciones y los desarrolladores que sacan millones de dólares del trabajo de nosotros sean también responsables por la calidad de vida en nuestra ciudad. Ninguno de nosotros debería vivir preocupado de que vamos a perder nuestra vivienda o de que no vamos a poder proveer para nuestra familia. Como su concejal, yo voy a luchar por usted, por su vecino y por todos nosotros para que nuestro gobierno funcione y trabaje para todos. Por favor, le pido su voto el 7 de noviembre para Roberto Jimenez Rivera para concejal en general. Si tiene preguntas me puede llamar, mi número es el 617-466-9149 o puede ir a mi página web electroberto.org. Muchas gracias y espero poder contar con su voto.
Hi there, my name is Kelly Garcia and I'm running for City Councilor at large here in our hometown of Chelsea. I was born and raised in this small but mighty city, and I'm committed to making sure this city is an inclusive, safe, and affordable hometown for all of us. Over the last 8 years, I have served on the Chelsea School Committee, where I worked alongside school committee members, our city manager, our superintendent, and all of you to improve our schools. And now, I hope to transition to City Council and continue improving our city as a whole. And with your support, I can have a seat in the chambers and work alongside our new city manager and our City Council. So thank you once again, and I hope I can count on your vote on November 7th. Remember to vote Garcia. Thank you.
Greetings. I am Chelsea attorney Olivia Walsh, and I want to use this opportunity to announce my candidacy for one of the Chelsea City Council at-large seats where I will be a full-time councilor. As a longtime resident of the city of Chelsea, I have a true and unwavering sense of appreciation and loyalty to my city and my fellow residents. I bring over 4 decades of experience in government at both the state and city levels, serving most recently as legislative chief of staff to a member of the Massachusetts House of Representatives. I also bring the education and credentials to match this experience. 1976, University of Massachusetts, Boston, BS in Management. 1981, Suffolk University, Boston, Master of Public Administration. 1987, New England Law, Boston, Doctor of Jurisprudence. I have been a member of the Massachusetts Bar for over 30 years. I have been for progressive values my whole life, growing up in the Mattapan section of Boston and for many decades in the city of Chelsea. Among my community affiliations include I am a member on my second term of the City of Chelsea Human Rights Commission. I'm the former chair of the Chelsea Ward 4 Democratic Committee, representing a quarter of the city's Democrats. I am commander of Chelsea Disabled American Veterans Chapter 10 with almost 750 members in the North Shore. And I am a communicant at St. Michael's the Archangel's Chapel in Chelsea. Progressive change takes a willingness to listen, hard work, and a commitment to bring people together for the common good. That is what I will do each and every day in the city of Chelsea. So many issues must be addressed: city services, economic development, affordable housing, public safety, services to our elderly, veterans care, and traffic concerns, to name a few. Together, we can ensure a strong and consistent voice in our community. I look forward to having your support and ask for your vote in the city election on Tuesday, November 7th. I reside at 91 Crest Avenue and am available to hear your concerns at 617-306-5501. May I commend the viewers for having the interest and concern to view with a keen eye those seeking public office in the city of Chelsea, as well as the Chelsea Community Cable Television for hosting these forums. Thank you very much for your time.
Hello, my name is Leo Robinson. It has been my pleasure to represent the residents of Chelsea throughout my tenure. Today I'm proud to announce my candidacy for re-election to the City Council seat as Councilor at Large for re-election. I am grateful beyond words for the trust residents have placed in me, and I again humbly ask for your vote so that I may continue to serve you and your families to continue the progress we have made in the great city of Chelsea. For those of you who may not know me, please allow me to introduce myself and some of my achievements for which I am proud of. I'm a lifelong Chelsea resident, a homeowner, a taxpayer. Among many of my city council roles, I have been elected by my colleagues 7 times as president. I wrote the Affordable Housing Ordinance along with overseeing 3 city manager searches. Along with my brother Ron Robinson, co-founder of Lewis Latimer Society, named after Chelsea's own Lewis H. Latimer, worked alongside Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Edison. Latimer also was individually developed a filament and a light bulb, which made it possible for modern electricity to exist the way it is today. I pride myself for serving as a full-time city councilor. I truly enjoy spending every day working on important issues and providing my time and focus to our constituents. If you see fit to re-elect me again, I pledge to always remain accessible to all Chelsea residents, easily accessible, unfailing, responsive to anyone who needs my assistance. Whoever has a question or concern, or whoever wants their voice heard. The time for division is over. Chelsea residents deserve better, and the choices we make and the resources we commit to will impact our quality of life for our lifetime to come. As a counselor at large, I will focus on execution, transforming challenges into opportunities from fresh perspectives and higher standards and affordable and forward-thinking solutions. There is so much work to do. In education, I will work towards ensuring that all our students are given opportunities to learn and grow in a safe environment. In economic development, I will work towards creating a vibrant and thriving economy to serve as a model for our communities across the state. In housing, I will work towards increasing affordability and accessibility for all without sacrificing resources. In public safety, I will work towards supporting our police and firefighters with technology, training, and resources to keep us safe. Regarding health care, I will work towards expanding access to treatment and support families, launching stronger prevention initiatives and addressing the root causes. With infrastructure, I will work towards improving our roads, sidewalks, and water supply, setting the groundwork for future generations. In closing, I'm asking for your support for casting a vote for me in a return to the City Council. But I'd also ask you that Veterans Day is in November. Please go out and vote and pay for their sacrifices to allow us to walk around our country and our community safe because of what they represent to this country. And I want to say thank you, veterans.
Hi, I'm Chelsea City Councilor Todd Taylor. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the voters of Chelsea for having the confidence in me to return me to the City Council for another 2 years. Since I have no challenger this year, I'd like to just say a few things about this election and about where we need to go in the next term. First, it's very important that you vote for someone who actually shows up to the meetings and who's available to you when you have a problem. So please, if your counselor, isn't there for you when you need them, don't vote for them. Vote for someone else. On the other hand, if you have a good counselor who picks up your phone calls and helps you when you've got a problem, send them back to the City Council. We need people who are 100% committed to doing this job in order to be successful. So, Chelsea is entering a new era. In January, we're going to have a new city manager, and we're going to have a new city council with several new city councilors. I promise you that I'll do everything that I can do to help the new city manager and the new city councilors to be successful for you. In the next term, we need to continue to address issues of public safety, economic development, traffic and parking, and most importantly, the housing crisis. I want all of you to know that even if you don't live in Prattville, if you have a problem or you need help doing something or just information, please feel free to call me. I always give out my cell phone number on these things so people can really reach out and get help when they need it. So please feel free to call me at 617-872-3174. I also would like to thank some of the outgoing city councilors that won't be around next term. I want to thank Brian Hadelberg for stepping up during a rough time when one of our members had to resign. So thank you for your leadership, for your experience, and for helping some of the new councilors find their footing. It's much appreciated. Enio Lopez, thank you for all your service, for making sure that people in your district have, the street lights that work, that the place is clean and safe for people. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to miss you. And Damali Vido, thank you for always being there for the people. You and I have had a long and winding road, but I really appreciate you. You've been a good friend and a good city councilor, and I appreciate you, and I'm sorry to see you go. But good luck to all of you in your endeavors. I really appreciate it. So look, we need a few things next year. We need to start thinking about how we're going to get a community center for our youth. I think this is extremely important to give, especially our teens, somewhere to go after school. So please, let's work together and make this next term a time where we can really take the next step forward for Chelsea with a new city manager and a new city council. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. Thank you.
Dear neighbors, my name is Constantinos Busos, and I am a candidate for City Councillor in District 2. I immigrated to the United States from Greece to study, and I did a PhD in engineering from MIT. I now lead the data science department at a Boston-based healthcare data and artificial intelligence company. I am married to Natalia Sesma Lopez, who is an elementary school teacher, and together we have a 2.5-year-old daughter, Anna. The principles that dictate my candidacy include a commitment to common sense, a commitment to finding middle ground and consensus, and a dedication to practical thinking. I also firmly believe in an open door policy for all of you, and I have to say that what I have enjoyed the most about running this campaign is the opportunity to speak with you, to talk with you. So I'm planning to continue this. I'm not going to be able to give solutions to all your problems, but I will definitely listen, and I will do my very best to help in whatever way is possible for me. Chelsea is a vibrant and diverse city. And at the same time, it is a very dense city. It's the second most dense city in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And it's still getting denser, it's still being developed. However, it's lacking the so-called master plan, a plan for this development. Such a plan has not been around in Chelsea since the 1970s, and as we're getting further developed, we need a plan. We need to know how to develop it best to serve our own aspirations and desires for how we want the city to be. So, I will definitely support the construction of such a plan, the development of such a plan. It will take input from all of us, all residents. Furthermore, I will prioritize definitely the protection and maintenance of our cities, the clean and safe drinking water, fixed roads. Potholes are not my favorite thing. And additionally, I will be very staunch supporter of our school system. I will do whatever it takes to make it, to keep improving, to keep progressing. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. Additionally, I'm committed to safeguarding our street parking. Our reliance on cars has been reduced in recent years. We don't use our cars as much anymore. However, we still need them because we go do groceries, we go for a weekend apple picking trip, you name it, right? We still need them. We don't use them as much, we still need them. So in a city like ours that's getting denser, we need more street parking, not less. I also pledge to advocate for policies that protect our most vulnerable. Families of low income, in particular, so families with children and low income. We need to do our very best to support them as they go through life. And finally, I stand in strong support also of our veterans at the Soldiers' Home, which belongs to our district. The veterans have sacrificed for the rest of us, and they deserve our unwavering support, especially in times such as these, where there is a big, very large development proposed by a public, state of Massachusetts, private corporation alliance, or that will take away a lot of open space that right now is at a very limited supply throughout Chelsea, and it will be dearly missed by the veterans up there. It will take away daily services that they have right now. It will take away the 3 meals a day, possibly the social work, and eventually they're not going to be able to stay there, according to their own testimony. So I'm in strong support of the veterans. I want them to be here. They have been great neighbors to all of us for a long time, and we want them there. We want the best for them. Thank you. Again, my name is Constantinos Busos. I'm a candidate for City Council in District 2. I would really appreciate your vote on November 7.
Hello voters, my name is Melinda Vega and I am running for re-election for City Council in District 2. I am a lifelong resident of Chelsea, a dedicated activist and proud mother of 2 boys, the daughter of Chelsea's community leader Gladys Vega. I am committed to being a steadfast advocate, addressing your pressing needs and top priorities. Focus on creating and implementing policies that directly tackle issues such as addressing housing insecurities, improving the quality of life for our families, seniors, and veterans, ensuring food sustainability, advancing education for our children, empowering and creating opportunities for our youth, and supporting substance abuse and mental health programs. With me, our district is one of progress, inclusivity, and resilience, where everyone's voice is heard and every concern is met with a proactive, compassionate response. Remember, Election Day is November 7th. Vote for me, Melinda Vega, for your District 2 City Councilor. Polls are open from 7 to 8 p.m. Thank you. Hola votantes, mi nombre es Melinda Vega y me postulo para reelección al Consejo Municipal en el Distrito 2 de Chelsea. He sido residente de Chelsea toda mi vida, activista y madre orgullosa de mis 2 niños, hija de nuestra líder local, Gladys Vega. Me comprometo a abogar para sus necesidades y prioridades, creando y implementando pólizas, dirigiendo esos problemas. Acuerda, vote por mí, martes 7 de noviembre. Muchísimas gracias.
Hello, my beautiful families of Chelsea. My name is Norielis de Jesus, and I am running for re-election for District 3. It has been an honor to serve you for the past 2 years. I look forward to continue to strengthen our relationships and our communication. I look forward to continue working with you all on things such as the waterfront access, the housing crisis that we are facing as a community, and making sure that our youth are a priority for everything that we do in the city. I also look forward to including economic development in all of our conversations, ensuring that our families have a fighting chance to stay in this beautiful city. I hope to count on your vote November 7th. Hola mi bello pueblo de Chelsea, mi nombre es Norris Jesus y estoy corriendo para reelecciones del Distrito 3. Ha sido un honor poder servirle los últimos 2 años. Para mí poder fortalecer mis relaciones con ustedes ha sido bello. Estoy lista para continuar mi trabajo con ustedes en expandir el acceso a la agua en nuestro distrito, en darle la prioridad que nuestros jóvenes necesitan en la ciudad para poder ser los líderes del mañana. Y también, más que todo, poder incluir en todas nuestras conversaciones el desarrollo económico, para que nuestras familias puedan sobrevivir la crisis económica que tenemos hoy día. Espero que voten por mí noviembre 7.
Hello, Chelsea residents. My name is Marne McAlpine, and I am a candidate for City Council in District 4. I've opted to throw my hat in the ring to help the residents of Chelsea after having lived in the community for the last 10 years. As a renter, I fell in love with this diverse little city, so much so that I purchased my home here in 2017. That was no easy task with rising costs, but I had my heart set on continuing to call Chelsea home, and after a year and a half of searching and unaccepted offers, I finally found my home. When I first moved here, I didn't know anyone and didn't really have a sense of community. But by attending community events and meeting my neighbors, I've made some really strong connections. In 2021, I made my first step in trying to assist our community by volunteering for the Chelsea Licensing Commission, hoping my 20-plus years of management in the hospitality industry may help the commission and city in some way. Fellow commissioners then elected me the chairperson in 2022, and I have continued to learn how our city government works in this role. One of my largest goals is to improve communication between the residents and the city. I constantly hear complaints that residents are not feeling heard and aren't receiving proper follow-up when reaching out for assistance. In addition, during my time on the Licensing Commission, I have learned that there are tons of wonderful things being done by our city and many local organizations that only a few residents know about. I want to assist in bridging this gap and help make city government work better for the citizens of District 4. As an individual who has worked my way up through the restaurant industry after going to a vocational high school for culinary arts, I understand hard work. Having lived on my own since I was 18 years old, I understand the stress of rising costs. I am an advocate for affordable housing and would love to see this become more focused on homeownership in our community. Several people have told me over the years that I have a servant's heart and that this is what has assisted me in my hospitality career. I would now like to use that heart to do my part and assist our great little city. We may speak several languages in Chelsea. However, that is not a barrier to communication, but an invitation to connect. Communication is key. Once we get talking, we won't stop. I humbly ask for your vote on November 7th for District 4 City Council. Hola, residentes de Chelsea. Mi nombre es Marne McAlpine y soy candidata al Consejo Municipal en el Distrito 4. Disculpe, por favor, yo solo hablo un poco de español, pero estoy aprendiendo y practicando todos los días. Vivo en Chelsea para 10 años. He sido voluntario en la ciudad durante los últimos 2 años y soy el presidente de la Comisión de Licencias de Chelsea. Siempre escucho que los residentes no se sienten escuchados o no saben con quién hablar sobre un problema en la ciudad. Quiero ayudar a mejorar la comunicación en la ciudad. Como persona que se ha abierto camino en la industria de la restauración después de asistir a una escuela secundaria vocacional de artes culinarias, entiendo el trabajo duro. Al vivir solo desde los 18 años, entiendo el estrés de aumento de los costos. Varias personas me han dicho a lo largo de los años que tengo un corazón de servidor, que es lo que me ha ayudado en mi carrera hotelera. Ahora me gustaría usar ese corazón para hacer mi parte y ayudar a nuestra pequeña gran ciudad. Puede que hablamos varios idiomas en Chelsea, sin embargo, ese no es una barrera para la comunicación, sino una invitación a conectarnos. La comunicación es clave. Una vez que empecemos a hablar, no pararemos. Por favor, vota para mí el 7 de noviembre para el Consejo Municipal del Distrito 4. Muchas gracias.
Hello, everyone. I stand before you today with deep gratitude and a strong sense of purpose. It is an honor to announce my candidacy for City Councilor once again. Over the past term, I've had the privilege of serving this wonderful community, and together we've achieved significant progress. But there is still much work to be done, and I am committed to continuing this journey with you. When I first sought your support and earned your trust, I promised to be the voice for all residents, to champion your concerns, and to work tirelessly to make our city a better place to live, to work, and raise our families. Today I stand before you, reaffirming that promise. In these divisive times, unity is our greatest asset. I believe in the power of our community coming together, transcending party lines and personal differences, to build a brighter future for all. Your voices matter, and your concerns will continue to shape our actions. Thank you, and let's embark this journey together. Hola, me llamo Tanairi Garcia. Hoy estoy ante ustedes con profunda gratitud y un fuerte sentido de propósito. Es un honor anunciar una vez más mi candidatura al concejal municipal. Durante el último mandato, tuve el privilegio de servir a esta maravillosa comunidad de Chelsea. Y juntos hemos logrado un progreso significativo, pero aún queda mucho trabajo por hacer. Y me comprometo a continuar esta lucha con ustedes. Cuando busqué su apoyo por primera vez y me gané su confianza, prometí ser la voz de mi pueblo, defender sus inquietudes y trabajar incansablemente para hacer de nuestra ciudad un mejor lugar para vivir, para trabajar y criar a nuestros hijos. Hoy estoy ante ustedes reafirmando esa promesa. En estos tiempos de división, la unidad es nuestra mayor fuerza. Sus voces importan y sus preocupaciones seguirán dando forma a nuestras acciones. Gracias, y aquí estaré luchando con ustedes una vez más. Voten por mí, noviembre 7. Muchas gracias.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lisa Santigate, and I am pleased to announce my candidacy for Chelsea City Council District 5. For those of you in the district that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, let me tell you about myself and why I want to serve my community in this new capacity. Both sides of my family immigrated to the U.S. from Italy and settled in Chelsea in the early 1900s. I was born and raised here and grew up on Watt Street. I currently live in the heart of Chelsea, across from City Hall. I have seen firsthand how our city has grown and changed and have been involved in many initiatives designed to better the lives of Chelsea residents. I've been active in the community in the areas that are most important to me as a lifelong Chelsea resident: education, housing, public safety, the arts, the environment, public health, and food security. I have worked for Chelsea Public Schools since 2006 and have also been active with Green Roots, the Chelsea Hunger Network, Apollinaire Theatre, Teatro Chelsea, Chelsea Community Connections, and the Neighborhood Developers. When COVID hit, I spearheaded the movement to bring micro food pantries to Chelsea to help ease food insecurity during the pandemic and beyond. We can now boast to having 7 micro food pantries available to all residents, providing food and personal hygiene items. My history in the city is long and varied. I could not be more committed to its success. As a member of the Chelsea City Council, I will strive to be a firm and fair advocate for my constituents. I will actively listen and openly communicate and operate from a place of collaboration and empathy. I will endeavor to be humble, honest, open-minded, tolerant, and kind. I will not be afraid to support an unpopular opinion. If you're not already registered to vote, I want to beg, plead, implore that you do so as soon as possible. Your voice matters. Living in Zambia in South Central Africa for many years made me fall in love with the beautiful proverbs and sayings I encountered. I close with one of my favorites. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Thank you. I've been studying Spanish for a couple of years, and so I would like to announce my candidacy in Spanish. Please excuse my accent, but I will be trying my best. Hola, me llamo Lisa Santegate. Me complace anunciar mi candidatura para el Consejo Municipal de Chelsea, Distrito 5. Para aquellos de ustedes en el distrito que no he tenido el placer de conocer, permítanme contarlos sobre mí y por qué quiero servir a mi comunidad en esta nueva capacidad. Ambos lados de mi familia emigraron a los Estados Unidos desde Italia y se establecieron en Chelsea a principios del siglo XX. Nací y crecí aquí. He visto cómo nuestra ciudad ha crecido y cambiado y he participado en muchas iniciativas diseñadas para mejorar las vidas de los residentes de Chelsea. He estado activa en la comunidad en las áreas que son más importantes para mí como residente de Chelsea de toda la vida: educación, vivienda, seguridad pública, artes, medio ambiente, salud pública y seguridad alimentaria. Mi historia en la ciudad es larga y variada. No podría estar más comprometida con su éxito. Como miembro del Consejo Municipal, me esforzaré por ser una defensora justa y firme de mis electores. Escucharé activamente, me comunicaré abiertamente y operaré desde un lugar de colaboración y empatía. Me esforzaré por ser humilde, honesta, de mente abierta, tolerante y simpática. No tendré miedo de apoyar una opinión impopular. Muchas gracias.
Hello, my name is Joan Rpro, and I'm the District Councilor for District 6. I've been serving my constituents for many years, and it's been my pleasure to have served all of my constituents, regardless. I am one of yous. I'm no different than the average person. I don't intend to be any better than anybody else. It's my honor to represent the average person, which I'm one of them. I am the average person. I'm not your typical politician because I don't think that I'm better than anybody else. I'm equal to everybody else. And I treat everybody with the same respect, and everybody's equal to me. And it's my honor to represent you again. I hope to do many good things, not just for my constituents, but for all the people of Chelsea. I've been doing that for years. I've advocated for the little guy, the big guy, the medium woman, the small woman. I advocated for men and women and children, regardless of what it is. I like them all to be equal. I believe that one person is as equal as a million people. Some people might disagree with that because they say, well, the mass is more important than one. To me, one person is as equal as the rest. All people matter, regardless of what it is, who they are, where they come from. I understand. I am a son of an immigrant myself. My mother and father came from a different world. So it has an effect on me to understand what it means to treat everybody equally. And I always try to treat everybody equally, and I try to do the best I can. I never promised you that I say I'm gonna do. The only thing I can promise you is that I will try to do for you. That's all you can do. If people tell you I will do and this is what it is, I don't know if you can trust them, because in the political business, everything depends on other people. It doesn't really depend all on you. It depends on your colleagues and the people that are there, or what you are willing to present to them. I'm not saying I'm a politician. I am not. I've never claimed to be a politician. The only thing I ever claimed to be is your representative, and it's my pleasure to do so. Hola, mi nombre es Joan Rpro. Por mucho tiempo yo era representado de Distrito 6. Todo el tiempo que yo estoy allá, yo pienso solo a ustedes, nada más. Yo trabajo para la gente. Para mí, toda la gente son iguales, no importa. Mujeres, hombres, niños, son todos iguales. Todo mi tiempo que yo estoy allá es para trabajar para ustedes, porque yo era uno de ustedes. Yo no era no diferente de la gente que yo represento. Mi mamá, mi papá eran inmigrantes también, de otro país. So yo entiendo qué quiere decir eso. Yo crecí en este país y yo nunca creo de ser mejor de nadie. Yo era igual de toda la gente que represento. Yo nunca prometo nada. Yo todo el tiempo digo, yo trato de hacer para ustedes. Yo no era un político como todos los otros. Yo era un político de la gente, porque yo era la gente como ustedes. So, gracias por ponerme allá todo este tiempo, y yo quiero hacer su trabajo bueno todo el tiempo que estoy allá. Gracias.
Hello everyone, my name is Manuel Torres and I am running to be the next Chelsea City Councilor for District 7. The reason why I'm running is very simple. I want to make sure that we as a community advocate for stronger measurements and making sure that we achieve affordable housing for everybody. At the same time, I also want to make sure that we clean our city. We have to make sure that we leave a better world for the kids that are growing right now. We got to make sure that we clean our streets. We got to make sure that we clean all the hazardous waste that are making, a lot of our community members sick. I've seen the data, and I've seen that Chelsea has a very high rate of asthma. We have to make sure that we start working towards fixing that. Now, at the same time, I mentioned the youth. I want to make sure that we focus on youth, that we provide the special programs and making sure that we give them the opportunity to either join the workforce or go straight to college, straight after high school. We have to make sure that we provide the things that they need to be interested in, to be focused in, so that they are not let down. Now, on top of that, we have to make sure that our city is a place that they can spend a lot of time in. We got to make sure that we support our small businesses. We have to make sure they are the backbone of our economy here in Chelsea. So for that reason, I will be strongly supporting initiatives that will be helping small businesses in Chelsea as a city councilor. Mi nombre es Manuel Torres y me estoy postulando para candidato a concejal en la ciudad de Chelsea en el Distrito 7. La razón por la cual yo me estoy postulando es muy simple. Yo me quiero asegurar de que nosotros proveamos iniciativas que van a ayudar a las personas a poder pagar su vivienda. Asegurarse que no se tengan que preocupar de que cuando ellos vayan a trabajar, ellos regresen a casa y no estén preocupados por eso. Al mismo tiempo, también me quiero enfocar en ayudar a limpiar el ambiente en nuestra ciudad de Chelsea. Yo he visto los datos y he visto de que Chelsea tiene una alta cantidad de personas con asma. Esas son cosas que nosotros tenemos que arreglar, porque son los niños los que están siendo afectados. Ahora con eso también me quiero enfocar en los niños, en los jóvenes, en asegurarnos que nosotros les demos a ellos programas en los cuales ellos se puedan enfocar, para que justo después de cuando ellos terminen la secundaria, ellos puedan ir a trabajar directamente o ir a la universidad también. Es importante de que nosotros nos enfoquemos en ayudar iniciativas a que hagan en la ciudad de Chelsea un lugar donde todos podamos habitar. Por eso yo voy a ser una persona que va a apoyar fuertemente a todos los negocios pequeños en Chelsea, asegurarnos de que la ciudad tenga una buena economía. Así que por eso yo espero tener su apoyo. Muchas gracias.
Hi, my name is Calvin Brown. I'm currently the District 8 City Councilor. Today I'm here to thank the voters and residents of District 8 for allowing me to serve as your City Councilor. I'm here to say thank you for your support over the past few years as the work that I've done as a councilor. None of this work that I have done or been part of would have been possible without you. I also want to let you know the next year we will be working with a new city manager, and I look forward and I continue to pledge to dedicate myself to help Chelsea move forward. I also would like the residents of District 8 to know, due to the redistricting process, part of the district is changed. I would like to inform you that also those streets that are included in District 8 for this year, first city election will be Addison Street, Arlington Street, Ash Street, Bloomingdale, Chestnut Street, 4th Street, parts of Orange Street, Pine Street, Vale Street, Washington Ave are some of the new parts of District 8. I am committed to continue to do the work which is required of a city councilor, to show up at each meeting, make myself prepared and ready to answer and debate matters that help us. So thank you again for your support. I'd like to end this by saying, please go out and vote on November 7th, Tuesday, for Calvin T. Brown, District 8. May you be blessed, God bless you, and God bless America.
My name is Katherine Cabal, and you can call me Kati. I'm a lifelong resident, Black Latina educator, graduate of Chelsea Public Schools, and I currently serve as your vice chair on Chelsea School Committee. I'm running to continue representing us on School Committee. Mi nombre es Katherine Cabal y tú me puedes llamar Kati. Nací y crecí en Chelsea. Estudié en las escuelas públicas, soy educadora afro-latina y actualmente soy vicepresidente del Comité Escolar de Chelsea. Me postulo para seguir presentándonos en nuestro comité escolar. For me, education is life-saving for our community. As a Chelsea student, I had a front row seat to witness education as a vehicle for transformational change. Para mí, la educación es salvavidas en nuestra comunidad. Como estudiante de Chelsea, yo tuve asiento de primera fila y vi cómo la educación es un vehículo que crea cambios significantes. I witnessed firsthand the impacts of the pandemic as Chelsea was one of the hardest hit communities. Chelsea schools attempted to find solutions by serving as a multilingual site to exchange knowledge and a hub for families struggling with mental health, food, and housing insecurities. We did the best we could with the resources available, and Chelsea students and families deserve more. Yo era testigo del efecto de la pandemia tuvo en Chelsea. Fue una de las comunidades más impactadas. Las escuelas de Chelsea intentaron encontrar soluciones a través del intercambio multilingüe de información y también un lugar donde familias que tenían dificultades con la salud mental, falta de comida y vivienda. Hicimos lo mejor que pudimos con los recursos disponibles y los estudiantes y familias de Chelsea merecen más. I'm committed to ensuring that students, families, and educators receive robust, culturally responsive educational experiences. This starts with incorporating community voice in the decision-making process. We must focus on retaining and recruiting diverse, quality educators and staff. And most importantly, we must improve academic outcomes of all students in Chelsea. I will fight for policies that provide more individualized instruction and curriculum and strengthen existing college readiness and career pathway partnerships. Estoy dedicada a asegurar que estudiantes, familias y educadores reciban una experiencia que es robusta y culturalmente receptiva en la educación. Esto comienza con embutir la voz de la comunidad en el proceso de tomar decisiones. Nos enfocamos en contratar y retener educadores y empleados diversos de alta calidad. Y sobre todo, tenemos que mejorar las calificaciones de todos nuestros estudiantes. Voy a luchar por políticas que proporcionen más instrucciones y estudios personalizadas y fortalecer la preparación para la universidad y trayectorias profesionales. My experience as a lifelong resident, a Chelsea Schools graduate, and Black Latina educator uniquely positions me to continue to represent our community on school committee at large. We are counting on you to vote for me Tuesday, November 7th. Mi experiencia como residente de Chelsea, estudiante del sistema público de Chelsea y educadora afro-latina me prepara para representar nuestra comunidad en el comité escolar at large. Estoy contando en ti para votar para mí, Katherine Cabal, este martes, el 7 de noviembre. VoteKathyCabral.com for more information. Visita VoteKathyCabral para más información. Gracias.
My name is Sarah Neville, and I'm running for Chelsea School Committee in District 2. This fall, my 3-year-old son, Roby, started at the ELC for the first time. He's in pre-K, and it's been really amazing. After years of closely watching the work of the school committee, I'm really excited for this opportunity to serve our parents and our students. But sometimes when I talk to folks in the community, they say, well, I don't have any kids in the school. I don't want to vote for school committee. Why should I care? But the public school district is the single biggest budget item in the city. All of our taxes go towards it, and the schools impact the type of people that the children of Chelsea grow up to be. They become our future neighbors, our coworkers, and our leaders. So I think that all of us should care about the school committee and our schools, and so I encourage you to please go do your research and go vote. If you do have Chelsea students in your lives, I also want to share a little bit about what the school committee can do for you. The school committee has 3 main jobs: to set policies, to review and approve the budget, and to evaluate the superintendent. Now, the school committee may be the one who hires the superintendent, but you, the voters, are the ones who hire the school committee by deciding who to vote for. So one of the most important jobs of the school committee is to listen to residents' concerns, especially families, students, and educators, and to advocate for you. If you ever need help, if you think something isn't right, or if you have an idea about something that needs changing, please reach out to your school committee member. In order to get that help, though, you need to contact them. All the school committee members' contact information can be found at chelseaschools.com. And if you want to read more about me and my campaign, please visit sarahforchelsea.com. Thank you. Mi nombre es Sarah Neville y soy candidata para comité escolar en Distrito 2. Mi hijo de 3 años empezó en el ELC este año. Mi esposo es de Puerto Rico y juntos estamos criando a nuestro niño bilingüe. Por eso me encantan los programas de las escuelas de Chelsea. Estoy muy emocionada para continuar mejorando los servicios de nuestro distrito para él y para todos nuestros niños. A veces la gente me dice, no tengo hijos en las escuelas, así que no voy a votar. Pero yo creo que el comité escolar es muy importante para todos. La educación afecta qué tipo de adultos los estudiantes van a ser, y ellos van a ser nuestros vecinos, compañeros y líderes. El comité escolar tiene 3 responsabilidades: crear política pública, aprobar el presupuesto y evaluar la superintendenta del distrito. El comité escolar es quien contrata la superintendenta, pero ustedes, los votantes, seleccionan al comité escolar con sus votos. Por eso, la cosa más importante del comité escolar es escuchar las voces de la comunidad y abogar por usted. Si necesita ayuda, tiene preguntas, cree que algo no es correcto o justo o tiene alguna idea para cambiar algo, puede contactar a su representante del comité escolar. Pero para abogar por usted es necesario contactarlos. Puede encontrar la información de contacto en chelseaschools.com. Y finalmente, si quiere saber más sobre mí o mi campaña, mi página web es saraforchelsea.com. Muchísimas gracias.
Hello, I'm Naomi Zabit, and I am on school committee in District 3 presently. I'm running again for this term, upcoming, and I just want to talk a little bit about why I'm doing it. When I first considered running for public office, I was very hesitant. It was when I was running for city council, and I had been encouraged by friends and family, and I didn't know why I was doing it because it felt very political, and I vote, but I'm not a politician. I found that when I was on city council, I learned a lot, and I became even more enamored with this city and learning how it works and what I can do to help. After city council, I decided that I would be able to help in another way. Nobody was running in my district for school committee, so I decided that I would throw my name in the hat. I was the only name in there, so I would have to win, which I did. This past term has been very interesting in terms of me learning how school committee works and what we do to benefit our children, our kids, the students of Chelsea. I found that the more that I am on school committee, I've been learning that we are really the most important body in terms of helping with the education of our students. And I care so much about the education of our students because they spend half of their day with us in school and they spend half of their day with their family. That is what creates the future of America. So as a result, because I am involved in special education myself, and I have been for the past 15 years, I recognize that not only do I want to work with children directly, one-to-one, but I also want to be in the background and be helping to create the foundation that really supports children and their educational endeavors. So I'm asking, please, for your vote on November 7th, 2023 for Naomi Zabit, District 3, Chelsea, Massachusetts. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Mayra Valderas and I have 2 children. Both of the children attend the Chelsea schools. I also attend Chelsea schools. I came here in Chelsea 1988. Mi nombre es Mayra Valderas. Soy madre de 2 hijos. Mi hija se graduó de Chelsea High School y atendió a las escuelas de Chelsea. Mi hijo está en la high school también. For me, it's a privilege to come here and, to make a difference in the life of the children, but not also in the life of the children, but to the community. Para mí es un orgullo, es un placer el poder estar aquí, el poder ayudar y hacer la diferencia en los niños, no solamente en los niños, pero en la comunidad de Chelsea. Yo tengo... he trabajado 11 años con niños y tengo la habilidad de poder traer toda mi experiencia en el consejo escolar. So I have 11 years as a teacher, and I have learned so much, and I can bring this, to the council of, of the community. Para mí es un placer ayudar a la comunidad. He ayudado por mucho tiempo. He estado trabajando con la colaborativa, he estado trabajando cuando la gente yo veo que necesita ayuda. So, esto no lo estoy haciendo desde ahorita, ya tengo muchos años ayudando a la comunidad. Para mí es una satisfacción ayudar a la comunidad y especialmente a los niños, que es el futuro de este mundo. Para mí es bien importante que los niños tengan su soporte, no solo los niños, pero también los maestros y el staff de la escuela, los personales de la escuela también. So for me, it's very pleasure to help the community. I have been helping the community for many years. Not only the community, but people who I see that they need it, like, that I see in the stores or anywhere. But for me, it's very important that their kids, their children, the students have the capacity and the support that they need, and also, teachers and also staff. So I am a person who is very committed and always very, like to do action. So yo soy una persona que me gusta coger de que cuando yo hago algo lo tengo que hacer y hacer acción, y la pasión de poder hacer las cosas, especialmente de poder hacerlas para la comunidad, y especialmente ahora que los niños necesitan el soporte, que para mí es muy importante. So I also wanted to say that for me it's very important that the kids, get the support they need, and also, make sure that, I can make a difference in schools, and I can really try my best and put all my action on it. To make a difference. I want to make a difference in the schools. I know they have been improving, but we need to improve more. And I think, if everybody, I'm going to be the voice of you guys, and I'm going to be there for you guys. I don't work besides. Right now, I take care of my grandma. She's 90. So para mí es un placer el poder ayudar y poder estar con la comunidad y el ayudar a los estudiantes. Yo me enfocaría en los estudiantes, lo pusiera en acción, y todas las experiencias que yo tengo las pusiera también en acción. Para mí es muy importante que los niños realmente tengan lo que necesitan, tanto como la escuela, o sea, los maestros. Si no tienen el soporte, no pueden hacer su trabajo. Si el personal de la escuela no tiene el soporte, tampoco pueden hacer mucho. Es bien importante cambiar las áreas. Yo sé que los salones están teniendo 30 estudiantes, y esa es una de las metas mías para que yo pueda hacer la diferencia. So for me, I know these 30 students in each classroom, and we need to change that. We need to change a lot of things. So if you really try and make a difference, we can do it. And everybody together, we can do it. Si nosotros juntos tomamos la decisión, lo vamos a hacer. Por favor, voten Noviembre 7, Mayra Valderas. Please vote November 7 for Mayra Valderas. I am a person who is very passionate and do action. Thank you.
My name is Saida Ismatul Oliva, and I am seeking your vote and support so that I can become an active member of the Chelsea School Committee District 4. I want to share with you why I'm seeking this important role. I have resided in Chelsea since 1988, when my family migrated from Guatemala. I have been a witness to all of the things that make this community rich and beautiful, and that it's its people and culture. I can remember that ever since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be an educator, a teacher to be exact, but I could not pursue this dream after high school due to my immigration status. But I held on to that dream, and as soon as I became eligible to attend college, I went back to school and got my bachelor's degree from UMass Boston and a master's degree in education, and this is a testament to my character. I will always push forward. I think back to my journey and how much of my life I have dedicated to nonprofit work and education, and I am compelled, I would even say I have a responsibility to give back to this community that has given me so much. What I have learned in my 20+ years of experience, I want to bring back and use it as a vehicle to help advance our educational goals. I want to be the voice of students, parents, teachers, and administrators so that they can feel empowered in their spaces. This community deserves people who not only bring passion, but also knowledge, and I have both. Currently, I am the executive director of an organization that empowers young women of color. I serve on the Margarita Muñiz Academy in Boston in the Board of Trustees. I am a parent of a 4-year-old daughter who attends the Chelsea Public Schools and who's also a motivator for why I want to serve. And lastly, I have work and experience and credentials that I should be considered a top candidate. With your vote, I will prioritize student retention, satisfaction, and increase graduation rates. To achieve these goals, we need to make sure our students are receiving wraparound services that include emotional and social support, and intentional, meaningful out-of-school activities and opportunities. And I know I cannot do this alone, and that's why I will commit to hearing from you. What is impacting our children's learning? How can we improve it? And how we can dream and thrive together, but dreams that actually become a reality. In closing, I seek your vote, partnership, and trust to improve our school system, empower students, support educators, and strengthen our community. I commit to lead with integrity, and with your support, we can make Chelsea Public Schools reach its potential because our students deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to working together for a brighter educational future. Please vote Zaida Ismatul Oliva on November 7th. Mi nombre es Zaida Ismatul Oliva y busco su voto para ser parte del Comité Escolar Distrito 4 de Chelsea. He vivido en Chelsea desde 1988 cuando mi familia migró de Guatemala. He sido testigo de todas las cosas que hacen esta comunidad rica y hermosa, y es decir, su gente y cultura. Puedo recordar de que desde que tenía 5 años quería ser educadora, maestra para ser exacto, pero no pude perseguir este sueño después de la escuela secundaria debido a mi estatus migratorio. Pero me aferré al sueño y tan pronto fui elegible para asistir a la universidad, volví a la escuela y obtuve mi licenciatura de UMass Boston y una maestría en educación. Y esto es un testimonio de mi carácter. Siempre sigo adelante. Pienso en mi jornada personal y cuánto de mi vida he dedicado al trabajo en servicio social y educación. Y me siento obligada, incluso diría, tengo una responsabilidad de contribuir a esta comunidad que me ha dado tanto. Lo que he aprendido en mis más de 20 años de experiencia, quiero usarlo como un vehículo para ayudar y avanzar los objetivos educacionales de Chelsea. En esencia, soy una colaboradora y me apasiona centrarme en acción. Quiero ser la voz de estudiantes, padres, maestros y administradores para que se sientan empoderados en sus espacios. Esta comunidad merece personas que no solo aporten pasión, sino también conocimiento, y yo tengo ambos. Actualmente soy directora ejecutiva de una organización que empodera a mujeres jóvenes de color. Formo parte de la junta directiva de la Academia Margarita Muñiz en Boston. Soy una madre de una niña de 4 años que asiste a las escuelas públicas de Chelsea. Y por último, tengo la experiencia y credenciales para ser considerada una de las mejores candidatos para esta importante posición. Con su voto daré prioridad a la retención y satisfacción de los estudiantes y aumentaré las metas de graduación. Para lograr estos objetivos, debo asegurarme que nuestros estudiantes reciban servicios que incluyan apoyo emocional y social y actividades y oportunidades fuera de la escuela. Y sé que no puedo hacer esto sola. Y por eso me comprometo a escucharlos a ustedes. ¿Qué está impactando el aprendizaje de nuestros hijos? ¿Cómo podemos mejorarlo? ¿Y cómo podemos soñar y prosperar juntos? Pero sueños que realmente se vuelvan realidad. Por eso le pido su voto. Vote por Zaida Ismatul Oliva.
Hi, my name is Lauren Sokol, and I'm running for School Committee District 7. In all my time working in Chelsea as a social worker, youth organizer, and community activist, I have found that everybody has the same feedback for me. They're tired and they're sick of being excluded from decision-making about their loved ones. And frankly, I'm sick of it too, and that's why I'm running. I want to get in there and make a change. So to show you how serious I am about this, I'm going to show you my entire platform, from start to finish. This I made with Chelsea youth, parents, community members, and school faculty. It starts with accessibility, making it easier for parents and students to get IEP and special education services when they're needed. It starts with improved financial literacy courses and making it easier to get a meeting with your school social worker, your guidance counselor, or your parent liaison. And then it's about accountability. I want to give more opportunities for community feedback. And this is going to be a little more inconvenient for us, but it's worth it. Because this means that we need to have more community meetings, and we need to put information in the hands of the community sooner and more clearly, so we actually have an opportunity to act on the feedback that you give us. It's about uplifting student voices. They should feel welcome at every school committee meeting, and they should be shown through action that their voices are taken seriously. And this starts with the student representative in school committee meetings, who should be encouraged to speak up more, share their thoughts, their opinions, and their priorities. And then it's about transparency. We need more ways for parents to get information and support, especially if they work 2 jobs or if English is not their first language. That should be a reason for more support, not less. I want to make contacting your school committee member as easy as talking to your neighbor. So I'm going to start with myself. Here's my phone number, 954-300-1133. If you have issues with my plan or suggestions to improve it, call me. Let's talk about it. Because this election is about you, the Chelsea community. I'm running because I want Chelsea schools to set the standard for treating parents and students with respect, dignity, and justice. Then, I want our Chelsea students to graduate and come join me on the school committee, because that's really my ultimate goal. I want us to set young people in Chelsea up to reach new heights so that they can move Chelsea forward into a brighter future. So if you agree, vote for me, Lauren Sokol, and let's move Chelsea forward together. Hola, me llamo Lauren Sokol y me presento como candidato del Comité Escolar de Distrito 7. En todo el tiempo que llevo trabajando como trabajador social, activista de la comunidad y activista juvenil en Chelsea, la respuesta más común que recibí de la comunidad fue que la gente está cansada de ser ignorada y excluida de las decisiones que afectan a sus seres queridos. Yo también estoy cansado y por eso me presento al comité escolar. Quiero entrar ahí a hacer un cambio. Así que para mostrarle lo en serio que me tomo esto, aquí está toda mi plataforma que he hecho con los jóvenes de Chelsea, padres, miembros de la comunidad y maestros. Empieza con la accesibilidad. Facilitar a los padres y estudiantes la obtención de IEP y servicios de educación especial cuando sea necesario. Mejorar los cursos de educación financiera. Hacer más fácil conseguir una reunión con el trabajador social, un consejero, un parent liaison. También necesitamos responsabilidad. Quiero dar más oportunidades para que se escuche la opinión de la comunidad. Yo sé que no será fácil, pero es muy importante. Y lo que significa es más reuniones comunitarias y poner la información sobre el comité escolar como nuestro presupuesto en manos de la comunidad antes, para que realmente tengamos tiempo de actuar sobre sus comentarios. Potenciar la voz de los estudiantes. Deben sentirse bienvenidos en todas las reuniones del comité escolar y se les debe demostrar con hechos que se les toma en serio. Y podemos empezar dando más oportunidades a los representantes de los alumnos para que hablen durante las reuniones. Y transparencia. Necesitamos más formas de que los padres obtengan información y apoyo, especialmente si tienen 2 trabajos o si el inglés no es su lengua materna. Esas deberían ser razones para recibir más apoyo, no menos. Quiero que ponerse en contacto con su representante del comité escolar sea tan fácil como hablar con su vecino, y empezaré por mí mismo. Así que aquí está mi número de teléfono: 954-311-33. Si tienes problemas con mi plan o sugerencias para mejorarlo, por favor, llámame y hablemos de ello. Porque esta elección se trata de ustedes, la comunidad de Chelsea. Así que vota por mí, Lauren Sokol, y hagamos avanzar a Chelsea juntos.
Good afternoon. My name is Lucia Enriquez, a long-time Chelsea resident and mother of 2 daughters who graduated from Chelsea High School. I'm running for school committee in District 7, and I'm asking for your support to cast your vote for me on Tuesday, November 7 at the Williams School, located at 175 Arlington Street from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. My experience in the community has been working with youth, young mothers, immigrants, victims of domestic violence, families, and children with different kind of needs around housing, food, health, education. And I'm proud to say that I was able to assist and to help the youth, the mothers, the children, and families to navigate the educational system and other resources in the community. Currently, I'm working as a financial coach at the Neighborhood Developers. I have worked in this capacity for 8 years. The city of Chelsea welcomed me 44 years ago when I arrived from Honduras, and I'm very proud grateful for what I had been able to accomplish during this time in Chelsea. I also had the opportunity to educate the community in the importance of civic participation and the right to vote to elect in local elections. Therefore, I believe in the saying, your vote is your voice. The more you are involved in the community, the more that you will know and will acquire your voice to be heard. Chelsea Public Schools welcomes and educates all the students and family. I support this endeavor with all my heart. As a school committee member, my goals are to continue being a voice for our students and their family, to advocate for their academic success and all students, to retain high-quality staff, to ensure that professional development is mindful of the needs of diverse population, to ensure also the fiscal responsibility and accountability on the part of the Chelsea Public School, to assist the district as it strives to become the best urban school system in Massachusetts. Please cast your vote for me on November 7 at the Williams School. The polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. In-person early voting will take place on Saturday, October 28 from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and during regular business hours from Monday, October 30 through Friday, November 3rd at the City Hall. I thank you in advance, and I trust you that as I aspire to represent you and your family as members of the Chelsea School Committee. So please go vote on November 7 and cast your vote for me. Thank you so much. Por las familias y los votantes de la español Quiero darles las gracias y quiero dejarles saber de que mi nombre es Lucía Enríquez y he estado en esta comunidad por muchos años. Desde el año 1979 he trabajado con familias, jóvenes, y he sentido satisfacción de poder asistir. Es como una recompensa para mí saber que yo he podido ayudar a esas familias a lograr sus sueños, los sueños que han aspirado, tanto educativos como familiares. Las escuelas públicas de Chelsea son un sistema escolar que da la bienvenida y educa a todos los estudiantes y familias. Y yo apoyo estos esfuerzos con todo mi corazón. Como miembro del comité, tengo ciertos objetivos: seguir siendo una voz para nuestros estudiantes y sus familias, abogar por el éxito académico de todos los estudiantes y retener al personal de alta calidad, garantizar que el desarrollo profesional tenga en cuenta las necesidades de una población diversa, garantizar la responsabilidad fiscal y la rendición de cuentas por parte de las escuelas públicas de Chelsea, ayudar al distrito en su lucha por convertirse en el mejor sistema escolar urbano de Massachusetts. Por favor, salga a votar este martes 7 de noviembre y vote por mí, Lucía Enríquez, del distrito 7. Muchas gracias y espero contar con su voto.